Good evening. My name is Greg Piskazup from Liveline Properties, and this evening we are at the PIN meeting in Bristol, Property Investors Network. And I've got Nick with me. Nick is a founder of LNPG. And Nick, if you could tell some of my friends and some of my colleagues in the industry what LNPG is, who they are.
LNPG is technically what we call a framework. Mm-hmm. We have products in a basket, technically in a basket, and we get special pricing on that product line, from kitchens to paint to boilers, right across the spectrum to carpets. And again, LNPG was set up to support the landlord market because there are hundreds of thousands of landlords. They're all going off buying the individual. If I could pull them together, we would then get a special pricing. So technically, we come under social housing. And actually in COVID, we were open and members could still buy products because we come under that sector, social housing.
Well, that's great, but do you help only landlords, or can anyone else join up your group?
No, it is purely landlords, yes, because we have a special pricing matrix for social housing, just like the councils, housing associations, hospitals, schools and whatever, that is a closed shop. You have to be a member of LNPG to exercise. And the big thing is you're not allowed to buy products to resell them because there is a rebate discount on that particular product. And if you get caught, you have to pay that money back, the difference between the retail and contract price.
So if you're you invest in a property and you're a landlord yourself, but you're also a property, you extensively develop the properties. Are you still able to use LNPG?
Yes, you can. In that scenario, you can. But this isn't open for property developers. They've got their own contract side of things. So we are just landlords. But if you've got a landlord that's doing a couple of properties developing, that's fine. We got one guy who's quite a large landlord. He's actually building and developing a building and turning it into something like 18, 19 houses. He's a member of LNPG. And he's been allowed to exercise like Dewsons, Wolseley, Magnet. So he's been supported by NMPG to buy them products for that development work.
And that's exactly what I wanted to notice here. So it's for landlord who's own one property and also for landlord who owns more than one property.
Yeah, our smallest landlord's got one property, and our largest, I think, last count was like 400 properties.
Wow, okay, and you help them save money, I guess, yes?
Yeah, well, I hope we do, because they wouldn't be a member. Yes.
Yeah. What is your biggest dream with your business? Where would you like this to, where would you like to take your business?
Well, again, there's even Canada has picked up LNPG. There's a guy in Canada that's contacted us and said, look, could we set up LNPG in Canada?
Wow, amazing.
Yep. And that's triggered America because Wolseley are interested, and so are two other companies that's in the UK, like PPG. So we're actually looking at that. I'm not going to be running America. I'm in the UK. I have enough problems with that. But he said, Nick, will you be one of the directors? Will you help? And I said, yeah, of course I'll help. But my main aim is, like, when I started, it was only for like 10 landlords, 20 landlords in the Midlands. Yeah. And I've got 5,520 odd members now.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. You should have seen me when I first started in 2010 with one member, and his name was a guy called Raj Berry. I hope he sees this because I always mention him. And again, I am where we are. And yeah, did I ever think it would get this big? We spent total to date, I think it's about 126 million.
Nice number, nice round.
And it was 126 or 125. It's between them two figures. And I just looked and I went, did we all come together and do this? It's not me. Yeah, and I really want to try and put that over. It's not me that people think that it was me pushing it forward. Yeah, I pushed it forward, but it was the landlords that made it happen. By them to come together, made us into quite a large company.
Well, amazing. And just to put this into a very simple perspective, to any typical landlord, on average, for a 3-bedroom property, how much do you think you could save them on the materials?
Yeah, again, it really depends. It's whether you buy the cheap or expensive. I mean, for example, the number one paint at the moment is contract matte. Yeah, it lasts 2 minutes. Buy a paint, yes, that has a vinyl in it. So use a professional trade paint. The price difference in that, contract matte you can buy from one of the sheds, I think £16.99. And if you're lucky, it's got a bit of the red, says 20% free.
Yeah.
A professional trade paint is going to cost you £30 a tin. So it depends what you're buying. So I don't want to put a figure on it. I mean, you'll save like a couple of thousand, £1,000, £1,500 on your kitchen. Yeah,
Yes.
From a retail customer to contract pricing. Boilers, you save £200-300. So if you start mounting that up, I've seen people say to me, "Oh, I've saved £7,000-8,000 on a refurb," and I went, "Okay, it's great. I'd like to see your figure work." And again, I saw one guy who did quite a big refurb, and he said to me, "I saved 20,000." And I rang him up and went, "You've put it in a magazine. Did you really save 20,000?" He went, "No." And I went, "Well, how much did you save?" He said, "About 10." I went, "Isn't 10 good enough? Why blow it out of all proportion?
Why? Yeah.
Why?" So what we try to do is we'll save you money. Okay? But we also, as a member, yes, what will happen is if you only buy a couple of tins of paint, you haven't saved your membership. So in any year that an LNPG member does not save at least his membership, we roll you over free of charge.
That's very genuine.
Yeah, and it really is, like I did it in there. And did you notice people went like this very quiet? I said, how many people join a gym in January?
I'm guilty.
Come February, they haven't been once. And how many hands went up and they all went, yeah? Well, they can't get their membership fee back, can they?
Yeah, but you can tell your friends, I'm going to gym or I have a membership.
So this is about saving you money. And the other thing that people just underestimate is the amount of support. Like you've got Jewson's, you've got Wolseley, you've got Magnet, you've got Johnston. There are technical help behind you. So if you get stuck or you don't understand something, you have these people to support you and give you advice and help you. Yeah? As an individual landlord, where are you going to get that support?
Well, that's a very good question. I've got one more question for our audience. If you're not on LNPG, why aren't you? And if they're not, what can they do? How can they become the member?
All I suggest is what they do is they ring LNPG.
Okay.
The biggest problem that members just join on their own and then just go out, is they hit a brick wall because they don't know how LNPG works. So we say, ring the office, tell us who you are, we'll get you to join, we'll take you through the whole process. You'll get hit with an email, getting started. But also what we're doing, for every new member that joins LNPG, within the first 3 days, 4 days, you'll get an email after you join, giving you a date to join a webinar, and it's called Getting Started. So we do an hour webinar with all the new members from the previous month, and we guide you on how to use each supplier. So they really then have a bigger understanding. People that use it, that webinar, don't normally have much of an issue. It's the people that don't normally sometimes have an issue. And this last one we did went on for an extra 20 minutes. It was an hour and 20 minutes because people were asking an awful lot of questions.
Absolutely.
So, look, I'm the founder of LNPG. If we were no good, and we were bad and we weren't really what we said we were, how have we been running 13 years?
Well, yeah, absolutely. So if you're not a member yet, please change that immediately.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what I do. I did not know I was doing this tonight. You just grabbed me and said, look, I've got my own channel. If anybody uses your name when they ring up, we'll give them 10% off their membership.
Well, how amazing is that? Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Cheers.